My name is Tony Castle-Miller. I'm the proprietor of Middle Barton Garage, business I started 33 years ago. I want to say a few words today about the Abarth Simca 1300 long nose that we've been restoring over the last couple of years. I was lucky to acquire the Abarth Simca in March 2015, where it had been stored, would you believe, since 1971, had not been used since 1971, and the original owner purchased the car in 1969, used it for a couple of years, and then it was stored until 2015. When I found the car, it had a Fiat engine and gearbox, and a lot of the Abarth pieces had gone missing over the years, one way or the other, but we've managed to piece the car together painstakingly to the original specification, with the exception of the engine, which is an Abarth Fiat engine. Whether I ever get the correct engine is a matter of pure conjecture, but the rest of the car is absolutely correct in Girling disc brakes and all the right bits and pieces. A very difficult car to find the parts for, in fact almost impossible, but with the help of my friends around Europe, Tony Burley and so on, we've managed to find all the bits to put this lovely car back together again. And as you can see, it's absolutely up and running and makes the right noises, goes well. We've got to do quite a lot of testing now to iron out all the wrinkles, but basically the car is finished. Technical specification of the car is a 1965 Abarth Simca 1300 long nose. It was the first time that Abarth used fiberglass in one of his cars. They only used fiberglass in the very last year of the Abarth Simca for the so-called long nose. So the rest of the bodywork is still hand-banged aluminium, but the bonnet, or the opening front if you like, is fiberglass. There is no difference between the 2 litre and the 1300 chassis. They both have the same basic suspension, which is leaf sprung front end with coilover dampers, and the rear trailing arm system with supplementary coilover dampers. The only departure is one engine is 1300 and the other one is 2 litre. This was always the 1300 chassis, so I built it as a 1300, and it was always French Racing Blue. To my knowledge, I believe that all Abarth Simcas are either French Racing Blue or red, although I wouldn't be surprised if somebody specially ordered something else. We had a 1300 chain-driven 8-valve motor. Interestingly, by 1965 they were using the 5-bearing 2 litre block, but only bored out to 86mm instead of 88, with a 55.5mm incredibly short stroke engine producing over 150 brake horsepower. a really rare engine, and one that I don't have, although I do have a crankshaft, rods, the sump and various pieces, and I will slowly pull the engine together as parts become available. The transmission is either Simca 4-speed or 6-speed. All the very last cars are well documented, probably because Abarth was getting fed up with Simca gearboxes going bang. They used Fiat 850 derived gearboxes, and mine in fact does use a Fiat 850 derived gearbox. The rest of the braking system is English, believe it or not. It's 3-pot Girling calipers hanging off each corner. The wiper motor comes from an MGA, that is a standard Lucas wiper motor system. So Carlo was using basically what was freely available off the shelf. You might notice that the clamps that hold the tip nose are from a Triumph Herald or a Triumph Vitesse, being a Michelotti designed piece of kit. So basically you have a 2-seater GT car, 1300 cc's, incredibly powerful. They were very successful in their day. They were probably more successful than the 2-litre because the transmissions coped far better with the 1300 motor than they did with a 2-litre engine. And we put this one together with a 4-speed 1300 setup, probably about 130 horsepower, which bangs it along very well. It's only 675 kilos, and I think we have a lovely car. Project of the last few years has been the remanufacture of the wheels that Abarth used in the 60s. You can see on the Abarth Simca that we've got Campagnolo wheels, and we use 5.5 inch by 13 on the front and 7 by 13 on the rear. And this has been a project that's been ongoing for quite a few years now, and we are still very much in the manufacturing business. And in fact, this is the new 7 by 13 inch wheel, which we've just remanufactured again, and absolutely beautiful piece of kit, and competition standard wheel, absolutely the same as used by Abarth on TC courses. This one in the background here uses 5.5s. Abarth Simcas, Bialbros, and various other sports racing cars, Abarth Simcas of course, Duamilas, 1300s or whatever. We're very much in the wheel business, and they are extremely successful. We export them all over the world, and I suppose I didn't write the book, I made the wheels instead. So here we go.